am going to show you how I made this double Z fold card, and whoops, I dropped it. And how I made this trifold shutter card. So I'm going to go ahead and make these live. I tried to do this the other day, but YouTube did not have sound, so I am trying again, so hopefully the sound works. Let's see, let me bring Cat Mama in here. Oh, I think she's already here. Or someone's here. Hi, okay, so you can hear me? Okay, so first I'm gonna do the double Z fold card, which is a pretty simple card to make. Here is the measurements for this. Let's see, Z fold. So it's a double Z fold card. The card base measures at 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And the double Z fold piece measures at 7.5 by 3.5, and it's scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And the panels are 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches, and 2 panels measuring at 1 7/8 by 3 1/4 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this one. So here's my card base that measures at 8.5 by 5.5. I am gonna double check that because I am notorious for making mistakes. Hi, Mel. So it is 5.5. Okay. So scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. And I'm probably going to have to stand up this whole entire time because Bo is in my chair behind me, so I cannot sit down. And I also can't find my scoring tool, so I'm going to have to use my bone folder. So 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 2 1/8. 4 1/4. Make sure I got that score line. 2 1/8, 4 1/4. And then one goes, I think I'm going to reinforce these score lines. Wonder what happened to my, I'm always misplacing stuff. Okay, 2 1/8. 4 1/4. Uh-oh. That was the wrong 4 1/4. Okay, so I'll fold this one in or forward and fold this one back. And that is the Z fold piece here. Then we have the double Z fold piece, which measures at 7.5 by 3.5, and it is also scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. I'm not giving up on my scoring tool. I know it has to be around here somewhere. The bone folder is fine, but I'd like to have my other tool. Okay. I'm not going to find it. It'll magically appear eventually. All right. 2 1/8. 4 1/4. Going to reinforce those. And then this is going to fold the opposite way. So we go in and out, and then they'll stack on top of each other like this. Can y'all see everything? And can everyone still hear me, I hope? I don't trust it now. So we have 3 panels. One panel measures at 3 by 3 1/4, and then 2 panels measure at 1 7/8 by 3 1/4. So I went ahead and embossed these, cut these down and embossed these ahead of time. And that is using the Layered Snowflakes 3D embossing folder. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of white pigment ink and a little blending brush and make those snowflakes come to life. And I really saturated my 3D embossing folder with a little bit too much water. All I'm doing is taking a little bit of white pigment ink and picking up these snowflakes to give it that winter look. And that's simple to do. And whenever I glue it down, that'll help with the warping. So it won't look like that once I tack it down. And if we lose sound, please let me know. That way I'm not just over here talking to myself. All right, so there's that. Sound is good, thank you. So I'll go ahead and start tacking down these panels. I'm pretty sure this glue is empty, but I'm going to try it anyway because why not? There might be a little bit left in here. Oh, there is. I don't know if that was enough glue. Okay, so I'm gonna hold this down for a little bit. Like I said, there's a little bit of warping. That's because I went a little crazy whenever I'd sprayed down my embossing folder with water. So don't know why I did that, but it happened. But it's an easy fix. So I'm gonna keep on moving. Let me see here. How do I want these to go? I don't think it really matters. This panel is going to be showing on the back. So maybe I'll do it like this. Okay. Put this one down here. Got a little messy, sorry. Did I get crooked? A little bit. I wonder if I can save it. I think we got it. Okay. I'm going to put the last one down, and then we'll build the sled or the sleigh. And this part right here is lifted up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to hold this down for a little bit. Well, I didn't hold that one down too well, did I? All right, I'll go ahead and get this sled out. So this is the Timeless Sled layering die set. And it comes with everything you see here. It's a really super cute set. So we'll go ahead and put this together. I'm going to use my little guide here. Get out all my little pieces. And set that off to the side. Okay. I'm getting my cards out really late this year. Isn't that just great? So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just to the very bottom of this. And I'm just going to follow this guide and put this little sled together. I think it takes longer to cut out all the pieces than it does to do anything else. Because it doesn't take very long to assemble it. Oops. This piece needs to show. There we go. Where are my tweezers? I need them. I just busted out a new set yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I got a little bit of glue on that. Let me see if I can find my tweezers. That's the second pair that I've misplaced. I'm misplacing everything. That's what happens when you get into a new, well, I misplaced things even before I got into my new crafty station. Should have made sure I had that before I went live. So the next is this piece right here. And these pieces are numbered as well. So I'll put, this should line up with this. Can one of y'all help me find my tweezers? Oh well. All right, so I think the chair, or no, the chair goes, I did this the last time. The chair goes, I mean, not the chair, but the seat goes next. I did this. I always want to put this piece on too early. It's this piece that goes next. There I go, making mistakes and losing things. And I can save this piece. Well, they're not going to see that anyway because that's going to be covered up. All right, here we go. Okay. Now we put this piece on. I guess I really am going to have to stand up this whole entire live because Bo is not moving. Santa would have had to stand too. That's true because I'm about to fill this up with three gifts. You won't be able to sit down in this sled. I'm still looking for my tweezers. I'm not giving up. I just had them too. Aha, look what I found. My tweezers and my scoring tool. Look at that. Okay, let me put these gifts together. So I'm making progress over here. I lost two things, but I found them both. Okay, so the gold present has a white bow, which I don't think it really matters, but I'm just following what I did before, so that way I don't get too indecisive-y. So there's one present. Let's do the next present. Okay. And the white present has a, well, that top is like really crooked, isn't it? Well, what have I done? It's off by a little bit. It'll be okay. I don't think anyone's going to notice. Except for y'all, because y'all know. And then I have a little green present. Okay. With a little red bow. And then we'll put the poinsettia together. And this card is almost complete. So I'm pretty sure that says number 2. There's a guide to build this on the back as well. I'm pretty sure that says number 1. And this would be number 2. I just love that they teach you how to line this up. Takes all the guesswork out of it. I just got glue on my tweezers. Oh. Okay. Okay, there's our flower. Thought I had some leaves somewhere. I might have put those in the wrong kit. There's just 2 little leaves that I need. They're in the wrong kit. Let's see. There's one, and here is the other. There we go. Okay, so let me figure out how this is gonna go. I think I went through this the last time. Maybe that way. I don't know. Go ahead and add some leaves to it. There we go. All right. Now all we need to do is put it together. That was pretty quick. So this piece is going to go here. Those edges don't look like they are tacked down. Okay. So I'll add a little bit. Let me put a little bit of glue in these panels, behind these panels. That way they'll lay down a little bit better. Just gonna slip some glue in here. Is that better? I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna add glue over here. And I'm gonna center it up to the best of my ability. Let's see, we want I believe it's about 1/4 of an inch hanging off this side. And then you just want to make sure it folds flat. And this is a little crooked. I want to try this again. I didn't want it to be that crooked. It wasn't too bad, but it was a little noticeable to me. Okay. So I'll just put glue on this entire flap here. And you just want to make sure that it folds flat. And you just stick it down like that. And I'll just hold it here. And then we'll decorate and we can move on to the next one. So there is the double Z fold. And now I'm going to, I think I'll decorate the sleigh first. Is that? I'll add my presents and my flower. I'm going to stash this back here. I think this one gets tucked in somewhere, somehow. I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I was able to tuck it in here. Maybe not quite like that. I don't think it really matters exactly how they go, as long as you can see them a little bit. There we go. And I believe I popped this up with some foam tape. I think I add the flower about right here. I'll go ahead and add some foam tape to that. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of glue just to give me a little bit of time to set up. I think I want it to be about right here. And then I'll add this. Right around here. Then I'm going to add some more foam tape to the sled and pop it up. I think I need this piece. Is that big enough? Okay. Add a little bit of glue. And then I'm going to add it right about here. My camera bumping too much. All right, so there's that. And now I'm going to add the sentiment that says "Sleigh all day." I'm going to pop it up a little bit as well. Whoa. I'm over here making a mess. I'll just flatten this down so that way this won't get in my way. Sleigh all day. All right, that is card number 1. That's the double Z fold. It's really cute. And now let's move on to the tri-fold shutter card. I have this one ready to go. I'm going to use a green card base this time. So we now have one in red. We also have one in blue from the live that I did on TikTok whenever YouTube didn't work. Now we're going to do it in green. So, and here's to hoping that I get this right on the first try. I think I will. But if I mess up, please do not judge me. This fold is not the easiest, but it's also not as hard as it looks. Okay, so this is the Fun Fold, Fancy Fold recipe for the tri-fold shutter card. The card base measures at 5.5 by 10.5. You're going to move the cardstock over to 1 1/4 inches and then cut from 1 3/4 inches down to 8 3/4 inches, and then repeat on the other side. Once the cut lines are made, we'll make some score lines at 1 3/4 inches between the cut lines on each side, and then we'll score at 3.5 inches on each side, and those will be full score lines. So here we go. Here we go. I am going to check my card base measurement again, just because I do make mistakes. So this is 5.5 by 10.5, so this is correct. So along the 5.5 inch edge, I'm going to move it over to 1 1/4 inches. So I'm moving over to 1 1/4. Then on this bar, I'm going to go down to 1 3/4. And I'm going to double check. Okay, so 1 3/4. And I'm going to make sure that this is straight. And I'm going to cut from 1 3/4 down to 8 3/4. Then I'm going to flip it over and move it to 1 1/4 up here. Then bring this back to 1 3/4. And I'm double checking my notes again. And I'll cut from 1 3/4 down to 8 3/4. Now, I am going to make a couple, whoopsies. I am going to make a couple of score lines using my paper trimmer, because it does have a scoring blade, or a scoring tool, but you don't have to do that. I'm doing it because I need a little bit of a guide, because these score lines will only be made in between the cut lines, and they'll be made at 1 3/4. So I'm going to make a little, this is just leaving a little tiny mark so that way I can find it on the scoreboard. 1 3/4. All right, now I'm going to pull out my scoreboard. And now I have my little scoring tool. And I can barely see that mark, but it's just a little bit there. It's just to act as a guide. 1 3/4. So I'm going to score from cut line to cut line at 1 3/4. And now I'm going to flip it over and score at 1 3/4 from cut line to cut line. Then I'm going to make full score lines at 3.5 inches on each side. So a full score line comes, and you want to make sure you hold down the paper really well so that way they don't separate and try to get away. And you'll score at 3.5 full score lines on each side. I am going to flip this over to reinforce that, because these folds get a little, this fold can be challenging. Whoops, I didn't hold that down well enough. Okay, here we go. So there are your cut lines and your score lines. So what I do is I'm going to fold one of these forward and the other back. Then this one's going to go in. I just have to work with it a little bit. So this one goes in. These come up. This one goes back. And then this one goes forward. No, this one goes back. And this one comes forward. So bring it towards you like this, and then just fold it flat. Did any of that make sense? And that is the Trifold Shutter card, which is hands down my absolute most favorite fold of all time. I just love it so much. So I went ahead and made the borders, panels. I made the panels. So I don't know why I don't have these written down, but there are 2 panels measuring at 1.5 by 5.25 inches. There are 4 panels measuring at 1.5 by 1 inch. There are 2 panels measuring at 1.5 by 2 3/4 inches. 2 panels measuring at 3.5 by 1 inch, and 1 panel measuring at 3.25 by 2 3/4. Okay, let me double check that. I've been fighting with this center panel and I don't know why. I don't know why I don't just write down the panel sizes. Okay, 2 3/4 by, yeah. Well, this one says, okay, yeah, that's what I said, 3.25 by 2 3/4. Let me double check it. That is my final answer. It is 3.25 by 2 3/4 inches. Final answer. I am going to put the panel sizes in my little recipe book. I don't know why I haven't done that yet, because I have to go through and measure them almost every single time. And it's all because I don't write it down. Okay, so let me go ahead and put these panels on. Get some of this out of the way so that way it doesn't look too messy. So we'll get these panels down. And this 3D embossing folder comes from the, did I put that set away? I think it's the Arch. Did I already put that set away? I think I did. I'll find it. It's the, I think it's the Arch Foliage. Yes, Arch Foliage. It comes with this embossing folder. Well, it comes with a lot of stuff, but it has It has the layering stencils for this cluster of leaves here. It's got these big sentiments, but it comes with this embossing folder that looks like a brick wall or stone wall, and I really love it. So that is the folder that I'm using for this card. That's how I made my patterned paper. I do that a lot with kits. I will mix and match them because sometimes there's things from other kits that they pair really well with other things. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and put these down. That almost looks like that's longer than 5 1/4, but I am going to keep on moving because I don't think that really anyone is going to notice that. I should have checked my measurements on that, but anyway, here we are. It's still going to be a beautiful holiday card. We make cards and we make mistakes, right? Okay. I am being a very messy gluer today. There we are. Okay. Getting closer. This is real tedious, but it's worth it. I think this is going to look really nice on the green as well. So I did do all traditional colors for the holidays this year. Well, mostly all traditional. I am going to skip ahead to this panel because it makes it easier to put the last two, to line up the last two whenever I do this one first. So well, that one, it looks really crooked. Oh, I think I can sit down now. Bow moved. Okay. Well, now I feel like I need to stand up the whole time. I've already been doing it for this long. And then I go do this one first so that way I can line these up. Okay, one more. Actually, two more, and then we'll build the lantern. All right. I need to scoot that down a little bit. Okay. And then here is the center panel. I think this is going to look really nice in green. What do you think, Cap Mama? What do you think, Mel? We've seen it in red, we've seen it in blue, and now we're going to see it in green. Okay. Oh, slipping and sliding. I'm getting a little too impatient. All right, so there's our card base. And now let's go and build the lantern. Every time I move my chair, I run into this tripod. Okay. All right, so for a lot of my holiday cards this year, I've done a lot of mix and matching with the Zero Waste Ornamental Winter Pattern set, this lantern set, and the sled. There's like a lot of really neat pieces that you can use and coordinate. Like I'm going to use the poinsettia for, like I used it here for this card, and then I'm using the foliage from the Zero Waste that punches out these to decorate around the lantern. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use these sets together, and that is what I have done. So I'm going to go ahead and build this lantern. It doesn't really take that long to build. It's mostly the die cutting that takes the longest for me, I think. So here's number one, and then I put the candle first. Make sure I have it going the right way. At least Bo kept my seat warm for me. That was nice of him. Yeah, I think it will be too. And that was something that just fell off my station. And it sounded pretty important. I heard a die cut hit the floor. Did anybody else hear that? Oh no, it's the Zero Waste ornament. So this is the Zero Waste ornament. So it die cuts out all of those neat little snowflakes, and yeah, I just like it. It's really nice. Okay. Let me find my little flame here. There's a little teeny tiny flame somewhere right here. Some of these pieces are teeny tiny. And this is cut from that smoky quartz cardstock, which is really nice. Oh, I got glue on my station. Okay. All right. And then what comes next is this little piece. I'll add a little bit here and here. I don't want to get too crazy. I might have to pick this up so I can make sure I place it correctly. I want to be able to see it. Oh, I love this set. Okay. Now I will add these little decorative pieces here. I am getting really messy with the glue. So sorry. Let me dab a little bit of that off. So here's this piece. Okay. And whoops. Okay. I am concentrating. Okay, and then I have a little piece that goes down around the bottom. Right here. Scoot that over just a little bit. I know I'm not doing a very good job on my glue up. Sorry about that. My glue's getting all over the place. Okay, so I think that does it for the cute lantern. I'm gonna build this. No, nope. I missed a little important detail here. A little teeny tiny detail. I need to clean off the tip of that glue. It's making everything really messy. All right. There we go. Now I can build the flower. There we go. So, pretty sure that says number 2. This little flower is so cute. Would be really cute in pink. I need to do some pink. I'll have to make up for lost time next year. I'll probably just make cute little pink and mint green Christmas cards to make up for how traditional I kept it this year. Gosh, I'm getting glue everywhere. I'm gonna have to wipe down my station after this. Oh. Okay, there's that. And now I'll go ahead, let me wipe this down really fast. You think green will be beautiful too? I think this green color is really, really nice, so. I got a lot of glue on my station. Okay. All right, let's decorate. So, flatten this out. And then I've got my stuff here. I think I need to punch out some of these pieces. I think there's another one right here. Yep. Okay. I got a couple more. I think I got those out already. All right. So, I think I did. So I did gold. I'm bumping the camera a lot, sorry. Gold, green, and gold. Oh, I need to put the sentiment on first, don't I? Let me do that. Because the sentiment's gonna stretch right across the bottom. You can barely see it. Well, you can see it on the green a lot better than you can on the red and the blue one, it seems. But maybe not. Maybe that's just me. I'll add that to my little collection up here. Make sure that's not showing on, make sure the foam isn't showing. I always add a little bit of liquid adhesive to my foam tape because I make mistakes and I need time to set everything up. Let's see here. That looks about centered to me. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to go with it. It looks great right there. Okay, back to the other project. So I should have one more gold one. Do I not? Do I only have two? No. I should have more than that. Yeah, I should. I'm going to have to. I can take one from this pack. This is another card kit that I have that I'm working on. I'll steal one from here, and then I'll just make an extra one. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how it all goes. That piece needs to be poked out of there. Oh no, it fell apart. It's okay. I'll be able to put it back together. No one will be able to tell. I'll show you. Okay. So, and then I have a green coming out here. So I'm going to bring this down and this here. Bring this up. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I will spend longer than I need to on this. So this is going to get tucked away anyway. So I'm going to connect these back together. It would probably be better. Yeah. I'm just going to connect them back together. This isn't, because I don't want to die cut another one, and I don't want to waste any of this paper, so we're just going to make it look like that never happened. Because it never did. I'm just going to piece it right back together. See, like it never happened. Wow. Okay. Scoot this over. I don't want them to hit the creases of the folds here because I don't want it to interfere with anything. Okay. That moved all over the place. Ah, let go. All right, so I am just going to go ahead and start tacking this down. It does not have to be perfect. And it's definitely not going to be perfect, but it is going to be pretty. And that is what matters the most. I'm doing a little sneak action here. I'm just going to put some glue, sneak it back here, and tack them down. I know this is a very odd way of doing things, but this is just how I do it. Oh, that one didn't even stick at all, but the green one's down. I'll just piece this one in here. I'll add a little bit up here. I'll tack it down. Did this one tack down? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try this again. I got to be real careful with this one because this is the one that got damaged. It got torn apart. That is gonna still be in the way. We're just gonna have to bring it over here. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna stash the lantern in about right here. We're gonna add some more foam tape. And I'm gonna tack it right down in here. And then I'm going to come in and add this flower. Is there a little bit of glue residue on that? I think there is. It's what you get for being a messy gluer. Okay. Then I'm going to add my little poinsettia. I think I'm going to add it like this. I'm just going to put some foam tape on it and stick it down. It's going to look pretty. Either way, doesn't matter exactly what angle it's at. I'm getting a little bit of foam. I'm going to pop that up. And then we'll have 2 Christmas cards. So that's 2 cards, 2 different folds. I'm trying to get that glue residue off of there. Okay, let's add it. Sorry, I can't leave it alone. Okay, it's gone now. Sometimes it's hard for me to just let things go. All right. Well, do I like that placement? No, because let's try it like this. There we go. Ta-da! What do y'all think about it in green? I like it pretty. I think it's pretty. So that was 2 cards in about 63 minutes. That's not bad. Everybody hanging in there? So we got my little sled here, pretty festive. And then we have the trifold shutter card, which is my favorite fold of all time. Really love this fold a lot. So we have it in red, which is super festive, really bright. Have it in green, a little bit calmer. And then we have it in blue. So I don't know, which one do y'all like the best? And then here are some other cards that I made for the holidays. One I can't show you yet because it's a surprise, but here's one that I made. It's that pop out fold. And then that was using the festive triangles. That one is a little bit crooked. And then this is the bridge fold with that ornament. Again, it comes with all of those things. So I love that blue. And then here was another one I did in red. And what else? The other one I can't show. I think those are the only ones that I can show. Yeah. So what do y'all think? How did I do? Not bad, huh? And I still have sound. I hope I had sound the whole entire time. I'll be very disappointed if I didn't. So that way I could bring y'all alive. I didn't invite many people because I was afraid the sound would go out, but that's 2 folds, 2 different folds that you can try to make your holiday cards with. And you don't even have to do that. You could always do it for a non-holiday card. All right, well, I am going to head out. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you like to join live streams or watch replays. But I really appreciate y'all hanging out. I hope that y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye.